Good morning and welcome to A Closer Look. I'm your host, Linda Fontaine. Today my guest is Marty Silver with Warriors Pass State Park here in Kingsport. He's park ranger there. Thank you for joining us today, Marty.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Tell us about what's going on with Warriors.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
haven't had you on in ever.
It's been 5,000 years at least.
At least 5,000 years.
4,999.
So educate us on Warriors a little bit.
There are many, many things going on at Warriors. I guess specifically I could talk about what we're doing in terms of serving the public through nature education. One of our big goals in the park is to make it a place where people can come and enjoy and discover and preserve and protect. And we typically do a lot of outreach into the community, working with area schools. But this year, with things the way they are, we're trying to do more in the park. And so we started a program this year called, the official name is Hands-On Nature Education for Youth, or HONEY for short. And our theme sort of is to bring a little natural sweetness into the lives of our kids that are having such not so sweet times. And so every week, Monday through Saturday, we'll have two activities a day that are designed for children and their families. We try to limit it to 12 kids. We can keep things safe. Kids have to wear masks and their parents too. Of course, we're not going to limit the number of parents. All the parents are welcome to come. And they'll be hands-on, out in the park or under shelter if it's pouring down rain, but we do it rain or shine. We've covered as many different topics as looking at plankton, not the one from SpongeBob, but the real thing. We've looked at stream life. We've done fall walks looking for signs of winter coming on. We've done how to use a magnifying glass, but just all different kind of topics where the kids have a good time, enjoy, discover in a safe situation. So instead of us going to schools, we're inviting kids to come to us.
I like that.
The other thing, during the summertime, we offer free nature discovery activities for the public that usually ends about the time when school starts getting busy. But this year we decided to extend it and do it on weekends as well. So every Friday evening and every Saturday morning and probably Saturday afternoon as well, we'll offer either some guided hikes or evening campfire talks or wildlife demonstrations, things like that. And that'll go on again into the fall. So that's some of our educational efforts.
You know, I feel so ashamed of myself that I did not know you guys had so many programs that you put on. Just looking at this one weekend's activities for the weekend coming up in October, I am just impressed with everything that you're doing. Turtle Talk, Campfire Riddles, Ridgetop Hike, Worship Service, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, one of the reasons we're able to provide more, we had a wonderful and amazing summer intern this past summer whose job normally would have ended about the middle of August, but they were able to locate additional funds. We used to be able to stay with us. He was only working 3 days a week, but he can do a couple of honey programs and help with the weekend programs too, so that gives us more breadth of opportunity to share more with people. So
I love that.
Helps us keep it going.
Well, tell me about Meet the Owl program.
Who? That's just one example where people have a chance to get up close and personal with nature. We have several captive, injured, non-releasable birds of prey. They're with us for various reasons. For example, the one we'll be doing the show that night is an eastern screech owl, which is our common East Tennessee. The guy you hear at night kind of going, woo, you've heard that call at night, I'm sure. We have others. We have a great horned owl. You want to hear a great horned owl call too?
I'd love to.
Okay, that's the they're calling right now. This is courting season for great horned owls. You hear the guys and the gals getting together. We also, one of the things on that schedule we had last week, probably do again, is a night hike. When we do our night hike, we have a family of barred owls. You ready for another hoot?
I love it.
But the screech owl is an eye injury victim. He had a close collision with a car, unfortunately. Well, it began with a trash pile. Somebody dumped some trash along the roadside. Unfortunate, common thing. Trash attracts rodents. Rodents attract owls. This owl got hit head on with the car.
Oh my gosh.
And the result was a severe eye injury where he can see, but can't see well enough to survive on his own. And so he's stuck with us. He lives in a nice big cage away from the public where it's quiet and peaceful, only comes out to do public programming. And so people have a chance to get socially distant, up close and personal with the owl, and learn about his unique role in the environment as nature's pest control, the tools he uses. And then afterwards we'll probably look at one of the things that the owl can remind us about, that everything in nature has a job, we have a job. His job is nature's rat trap, our job is to help protect his habitat. And we can learn more about it by picking apart an owl pellet and seeing, you know what an owl pellet is? No. Okay, so owls have no teeth, right? They eat their food in big gulps, kind of like greedy children, pardon me. I had greedy children. No, my kids are perfect. And they swallow the fur and bones. Then guess what happens to the fur and bones?
I can guess.
Go ahead.
No, that's okay. You share.
No, you tell me. What's your guess?
Well, if they swallow, I guess they throw it up.
Yes, they barf up.
Like a cat.
Puke, they vomit. Yeah, like a hairball. And the cool thing about owl pellets, you can pick it apart and tell what the owl had for supper. And so part of the owl program, we'll get to pick apart an owl pellet, see what it had for supper.
Now, I bet that's a real popular program.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We did that as one of the honey programs. The honey program tried to make it more kid-friendly. So in the honey program, each family got their own pellet to pick apart, and they could compare who found what in there. Actually, one of our most popular honey programs, I should have mentioned this, we'll be doing socially distant nature tag. Got a lot of different tag games based on nature discovery. How do you stay 6 feet apart and still play tag? Can you guess?
No.
What's 4 feet long that you can smack somebody, it wouldn't hurt them any?
What's 4 feet long and what?
It wouldn't hurt. You can smack people that play tag, but it doesn't hurt. So you got 2 feet of arm plus 4 feet of pool noodles.
Pool noodles,
Yeah.
yes.
So you can play tag with that and still not get.
Oh, that's fun.
Stay socially safe.
I love that.
Yeah.
See, we've had to become more creative because of COVID. So, there's silver linings in everything.
Yes,
And so
yes.
now we're being more creative. Now, speaking of COVID, I bet you guys have become a lot more popular with everybody getting outside and spending more family time together,
Sure.
enjoying nature. That's going to be pretty cool.
One of
for
the nice
park.
things about being a state park is that we are mostly outdoors, and we do have some indoor facilities, and some of those had to be adjusted this year. The pool, we couldn't open the pool. There's no way to really keep a
Oh, that's right, the pool.
Imagine how often you have to sterilize the pool, and it just didn't work.
Sure.
Although, one of the honey programs, we went out there to the pool, small group, and discovered that since nobody had touched the pool all summer long, it had become a habitat for dragonflies. We found a bunch of dragonflies living in the pool. Cool. And frogs too. But, and for example, our main office now, if you enter, of course, they want you to wear a mask for the safety of our staff as well as for your own safety. Same thing with our camp store and the pro shop. But yeah, because we're a mostly outdoor facility where people can enjoy all the awesome things out there, but still stay safe and distant, we've seen a great increase in visitation. So that's been nice that we can serve the public.
I love that. Now, we have some pictures. Let's put up those pictures, and
Okay.
you can tell us a little bit about what we're looking at.
Okay.
All right, so what's
This is
that?
a bird called a little green heron, or now just called the green heron. We have at Warriors Pass State Park several heron species. Herons are fish eaters. And these guys are little fellas. They're only about yay big. Compared to you've seen the great blue herons that are like standing like 3-4 feet
See,
tall.
it's hard to tell looking at it
Yeah, he's a
without
little
a
fella.
reference. So he's
And-
like a foot tall?
Yeah, somewhere in that vicinity. I couldn't tell you the exact, but yeah, right now he's kind of crouching over. They're very common in the park during the summertime. They tend to leave us by the way, that's an immature. The young ones have the stripey on the chest. The adult doesn't have that stripe. They're slightly different color, but
Okay.
and they're fish eaters, also dragonfly eaters and frog eaters and such. And they're real common if you walk along some. We have a total of 24 miles of trails in the park, and if you walk any of the trails that are near the lake, there's a good chance you'll see one of those guys for a few more weeks till they leave us for the.
What's he
central
called
zone.
again?
It's called a green heron.
Green heron.
Yes.
Now, his I have to say his beak looked like a spear. Do
Yeah,
they spear
for spearing
things?
and grabbing fish and frogs
Okay.
and crawdads and crawmamas and crawchildren. Oh, sorry. Now you know what that is, don't you?
That is a
Oh,
frog.
come on, it's a deer. There's something funny
Choking.
about that deer. See anything
Yes,
funny about
that's a
that deer?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, he sat
and
down
I'm
in a bucket
laughing
of-
because we have so many around
Well,
here.
he sat down in a bucket of paint and got no. We have this is kind of an unusual one. We have, of course, the deer herd at the park is enormous, and we have a lot of folks. It's kind of fun to watch people in the evening. They'll come out there and they'll park their car and walk out and just sit there and watch the deer because there's so many
Yeah.
out there. Right behind the park office. But this guy, one of the rangers nicknamed him Bootsy because he has white legs as well as white
Yeah.
patches. That's a genetic variation called piebald.
Piebald.
Yeah, Piebald.
Okay, piebald.
And so it's a normal white-tailed deer, but not quite normal. He's got the white coloring on. And he's been with us about a year now. He's, well, actually a year and a half now.
I haven't seen any like that. I mean, we have a lot of deer around
They're
here. but
real
that's the
scarce.
first one I've
Like I
seen
said, it's a
that.
genetic variation, like, in humans, like albinism, for example, is a genetic
Sure.
variation. So,
Gotcha.
oh, you know what that is?
That's a monarch butterfly.
Correct. One of the fun things, the honey program kids, one of the days we're out doing a magnifier stroll. The way the magnifier stroll worked is each child got to keep a magnifying glass. You can't sterilize plastic magnifying. They got to keep it.
Oh.
And so we taught them how to use it properly, and we went for a walk, and each family was in charge of spotting us something cool to look at with the magnifying glass. One of the kids, this has been some weeks ago, spotted a monarch butterfly caterpillar very close to where we're having all meetings. And we said, good, we'll keep an eye on this guy. So we kept watching and watching, and one day he wasn't there. We couldn't find the chrysalis, but 2 days later, guess what we found?
The chrysalis. Oh, you
No, the
found
adult.
the
That's one
butterfly.
that hatched out. That's the adult that hatched out. So that's one of the same fella all the kids got to see. It's a little wormy fella. Now there's Tennessee State. Okay, what's Tennessee State butterfly? This is your test. It's not a monarch. What is that thing?
I don't know. It's
See the black and white stripes, kind of like a zebra.
tiger
Guess what they call
moth, a
them?
zebra,
Zebra, swallow.
Zebra,
See the long tails like a swallowtail coat?
It's a zebra swallowtail butterfly.
There you go, zebra swallowtail butterfly. Tennessee State, and that's on milkweed, which we have a lot of in the park. And its main source of food is pawpaw. Did you ever eat a pawpaw?
Oh yeah, my son picks pawpaw all the
Down in
time.
the pawpaw patch. And so their caterpillars only eat pawpaws. They require pawpaw, and they get a chemical, just like monarch butterflies are toxic because of milkweed toxins. Zebra swallowtail caterpillars get a similar chemical from pawpaw, which makes them taste bad, and so birds won't eat them.
That's interesting. Now, I haven't seen too many of that kind of butterfly for the state butterfly. It's pretty cool looking.
It is pretty cool looking. And
Yeah, I
the
like
bright colors, typically bright color in nature is a warning, like don't eat me, I'll make you sick. So once a bird eats one, they barf, they're never going to eat another one. Now you know who that is. That's
That
me.
is, that's
A turkey up in a
yeah,
tree.
it's a turkey. But
That's
Bobby
right.
was sitting there talking in my ears, making fun of me.
Don't listen to him. Yeah, we have lots of native wild turkeys. One of the best places to see them is that we have 12 miles of mountain bike trails, which have been really popular this year because again, you don't have to travel 200 miles away. You can hop on your bike and there you are. And there's challenging. They're the kind that the serious mountain bikers like. There's single track, jumping rocks and logs and all that. And there's a healthy wild turkey population out there too.
Now we got to have you back on. I am shocked. Bobby just said we had 1 minute left, and I have
goodness.
about 40 new questions.
Well, ask
to
fast,
ask
I'll talk
you.
fast.
So we've got to have you on again really soon, if that's okay, because I've got a lot more to learn about our state park here. You know, it's just an awesome park, and there's so much to learn. I want to learn more about Warriors. I go hiking up there a lot and all, but I haven't been there for any of the programs, so I definitely want to learn more about that. So thank you, Marty, so much for being on the show today
Thanks for
and teaching
having
us
me.
about Warrior State Park in our own backyard right here. I appreciate you being here. And we will see you next week with another edition of A Closer Look. Have a healthy, safe week.